3.23.1 PTU is open to all backers, and I wanted to show that Invictus 2954 is definitely in Area 18. But be sure to bring a helmet if you are checking it out right now. Now, I want to mention that it is just lobbies at the moment. So you'll see Drake Defensecon's lobby, and right now you're looking at the Invictus Launch Week primary facility at Bevic. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to my long-term subscribers. Now, the way Invictus is set up, there is a lobby that is attached via elevators to halls. And then in Defensecon, it's at another location at the same planetary landing location, though, which is, it's over at the spaceport. You will be able to go to the lobby, form up with your friends or org mates, and then jump into an elevator and go check out the different locations. In some scenarios, there'll be overlapping days in the sense of you can still catch one group of ship makers and then go back on the elevator to the lobby and then go to the other group of ship makers if there's an overlap. Remember, you can rent ships here for 0 UEC, so they're free rentals. And you can keep them for I think it's like a day or two. Now, there's also the finale where you can go back in and rent off of the kiosk. These locations here with the ship manufacturer logos are where they sell shirts and hats and such. Right now on 3.23.1 PTU, there is a glitch where if you use the F key to zoom in on things, so you hit function and then you go to the scroll wheel and such, or just the F key, it tends to glitch out. So it takes a few seconds for it to come back. But you can see all the major manufacturers are here except for Drake. So any company that works with the UEE Navy and ADVO is able to take part in the Invictus Launch Week festivities. And more importantly, they're mainly geared towards military and military logistics vessels at this event. So if you have your eye on a mining vessel or something like that, this is not really the event for that. That is IAE, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, which is at the end of the year in November. So next week, you have ILW starting on Friday of next week, and you will have which is ILW, and you will have Drake Defensecon right afterwards. And then, just to add slightly more confusion, out of game, but on the website store page, you will have Alien Week, which is primarily geared towards showing off newer ships from the Alien side of house, and also allowing you to purchase those ships on the store site. Unfortunately, it's not in game in a hall or something. You can see the new calendar is up, and these elevators lead to nowhere. I don't want you to think. Remember, the F key is stalling out the screen for a moment. But right now, they are just the lobbies, but you can check them out. And they are interesting if you haven't seen these before. You can see some of the unique audio, the unique visuals, the really neat uniforms of the UEE and the history of the UEE Navy, and the recruitment stations and such that are inside here. And also note the color scheme for the year, so you get a little preview of what is likely to be the paints on offer for ILW for different types of ships. You can get a hint. In general, though, you can see the colors are mostly the same. That's a purple and gold color scheme, or royal blue, if you want to call it that, in gold. And you would note that the Valor series of weapons, I did in a video recently, a Valor Impulse video, that covered all the Valor weapons. You can see that the color scheme is holding true this year. More of a shiny gold and then a subdued, like purple or royal blue, if you want to call it that. The way that the Invictus Launch Week is set up, it has the manufacturer shirts and hats, and also the coveted squadron, I'll call it, jacket, which is like a bomber-style leather jacket that has the UEE Navy logos on it. They are available throughout the event. So once the event is available, this is me checking the vending machines, trying to see if they did some work on these, because I figured they did a pass if they were putting all this new equipment in here. So, and anyway, the stuff that is available is all available throughout the time period, except for Drake Defensecon, which comes at the end of the week for only a couple days. And the week is not really a week. It's kind of stretched out a little longer than that. And like I said, Alien Week's right afterwards. But in general, it's a good, clean event, good fun, and I would say that if you're going to see an in-game event, this is one of the few that's really worth it, especially with live buys. Now, Drake Defensecon is on the flip side of this. So it's at the spaceport, it's a smaller venue, it's a single hall, and while there's multiple people excited about it, and the place is dressed up for the new event, they have not enabled the hall yet. So you can see that it is not available, but you can see that the elevators are more than ready. Defensecon was kind of started by Drake because they were kicked out of the UEE Navy contracts. So because they weren't part of that, they weren't invited to ILW. So they said, fine, we'll make our own convention with blackjack, and you get the point. Basically, it's their hot take on the entire event, and they said, we'll book our own, we'll do our own. Once again, it is also at Area 18 this year, so if you make your home Area 18, you'll be dead center of all the festivities, and if you make your home anywhere else in the verse, you will be able to avoid the festivities and more travel to them. So there's two different kinds of groups of players. There are a group of players that enjoy these events, and there are a group of players who are more of a let's go visit it and then go somewhere else because it's too busy over there type folks. And that's fine either way, especially people that have been playing for a while. I had decided to do like some smaller testing of upscaling and Vulcan in general while I was here, especially because there's like this smoky effect currently, which might change. You can see that there's a lot of lighting sources, and you can start seeing those lighting patterns towards the back of this image that are flickering, and you can see the screens are updating. I would argue the effects of the screens are updating at a different rate on the left and the right, but particularly on the left nearest screen. And then when you switch over to TSR, you can see more of the same, following through the same tradition of FSR and TSR tend to succeed or fail together as an NPC pops into existence right next to me. And, oh, as a reminder, FPS meter in the top you need to wait a few seconds to start judging it at all, and it probably takes about a minute straight for it to actually get a proper FPS counter for you to see. So this is kind of where things are at right now, and Area 18 is the hotbed for ILW, as was expected and anticipated, and I'm glad that this is here. I hope that they have some testing come in of the halls, because it never hurts, and it's most welcome. And if it does, I'll try to cover it if I'm able to. And that's about where we're at. I think that 3.2, 3.1 being right on top of 3.23 is no surprise to anyone, but the speed of the testing starting this weekend, literally a day after 3.23 live went live, shows how far back 3.23 was kind of going, but the speed of moving into 3.2, 3.1 into testing with all PTU is really welcome. Once again, thank you to my subscribers, and have a great 3.2, 3.1 and ILW.